All right, off on another grand adventure. I'm super excited about this one because I've never been before, but on our way to Faywood Hot Springs in New Mexico. So we'll be crossing the border from Arizona to New Mexico. And what do we think about this lip gloss? This seems like early 2000s to me, but kind of digging it. I just stopped at Sprouts, a little market. I got a few of the things, so it's about a little over about 4 hours from here, so not too terrible. All highway. The pictures look gorgeous. I'll be staying in a little casita, adobe casita, and I have lots planned, so should be quite the adventure. So once we get to someplace new that you haven't seen before, you know, maybe we'll check in as we cross over into the New Mexico border and take a little bit of a break. We'll be going through Deming and then I think exiting out of Deming to head a little bit further north into New Mexico. Last little stretch of Arizona I-10. So not too much further and we will be in New Mexico. Alright, we are in New Mexico now. I didn't want to stop because I didn't really need to stop, and I don't know, I feel like we're making really good progress. My GPS did just try to reroute me somewhere crazy. I ignored it. I have a feeling, I looked on the maps, I don't know, sometimes you know how your GPS just does crazy things. I think that was not gonna be faster. So we are on our original trajectory of I-10, and yeah, through some of these other like river bottom type areas, like we were in the Wilcox Playa. A crazy amount of cops out today, so I'm just taking it easy, and you know, we're making progress. Okay, well, we got off in Deming, New Mexico, and it's like a crazy, it's so windy. Anyway, yeah, like it was just like getting blasted by like, I don't even know, very windy. And so now we're about 20 miles out from Faywood. And yeah, I don't know about this. The town is okay. It's not the most scenic route I've ever taken in my entire life, but you know, here we are traveling. So this highway, about 20 miles this way, and then we'll have our turn off to the Faywood Hot Springs area. Coming up on the hot springs. So here we have the cabin. Super cute. Has everything that you need for a little stay. A little bit fancier than Essence of Serenity, for sure, but you know, I love that place too. So but yeah, this is super cute with the adobe walls. Little breakfast nook, windows, little fridge. Really adorable. Okay, so let's see. The check-in experience is really good. They have like a whole little shop even, food, and I haven't really looked around. I'll look around before I leave or whatever, but the greeting was really nice, sign the waivers and all that. And check-in time for the cabins isn't usually until 4, but I guess they didn't have a lot of cleanings today, and so it was ready early, so he just gave me the key, so I'm able to get in here before 4, which is really nice. But you can technically arrive at 12 and soak in the pools until your cabin is ready, which is also really cool. And so when you stay in the cabins, you have unlimited access to, there's some public areas, and it sounds like I haven't gone and explored yet. I probably won't be able to take the camera into the public areas for the sake of unless nobody is there. But so there's a nude area as well as a clothing area. So whatever your vibe is. And then each night, so I'm saying 2 nights, you get 1 private pool stay. And so I'm gonna be staying, or I scheduled mine in the Watsu pool from 7 to 8 tonight. And then so I guess that's a circular pool. I'll be able to show you what that looks like later. And then tomorrow maybe we'll do a different one so you can see what another one looks like. But that's this evening. I think there'll still be a little bit of light out. Maybe I didn't really consider that very well, but either way, there should be lights there so you can get an idea of what it looks like. But the public pools are, I guess, open 24 hours, so you can go anytime. So here, when I'm done chatting at you, we'll go walk around and look at everything. There's like these little trails to all this stuff. So let me show you what that looks like on the little map. All right, so that is the back of the property, and so there's one of the pools that I guess I call that the bathhouse, and then private pools. So that's where the Watsu pool is located, and that's the one with the dark circle in it. So that's where I'll be going tonight for my own private soak. And then here's these 2 areas that have the clothing required and clothing optional. And this is where we came in, the visitor center. Here I'm at the Adobe cabin, so I'm really close to these public ones. And then there looks like some showers right here. And I guess the clubhouse has all kinds of stuff. I don't know if I'd actually need anything from there. They have like plates and dishes and microwave and all that in here. And as we zoom out, and then I guess you could leave the property, and there's like a stone circle and a little labyrinth. That will totally do those. And then we open that up, the little pamphlet here. It has like general property policies, no smoking in the thing, quiet times, be respectful, all the kinds of normal stuff that you say. But I'm like super tidy, and since I've done the house cleaning before, I'm like extra conscientious about keeping things nice, because just part of my personality, I suppose. So for the facility, there's 14 soaking options, 3 clothing required pools, 3 clothing optional pools, 3 private pools, 1 hot tub, 3 overnight guest pools, 1 group pool, and the temperatures range from 100 to 110 degrees. So, shower, they want you to shower before you start soaking, which is, pretty standard. And then it talks a little bit about the anatomy, the therapeutic uses, being very high in mineral content, good for arthritis, stress, all those sorts of things. And then there's a little interesting thing, because I haven't really walked around yet. So what is all that glass around Faywood? I guess in the late 1800s, early 1900s, McDermott Company bottled water here at Faywood Hot Springs. The water was bottled in glass containers and sent all over the world. So, you know, I guess you used to think of this like plastic water bottle thing as a new thing, but I guess it started earlier on with with glass water bottles. And then it also gives you the mineral water analysis from the testing and stuff that they do. And then in 2011, purchased by the present owners. And then the ones before that, oh, it looked like a copper mine even had this for a little while. Interesting. So lots of history here, you know, just a little bit there. Let's just go take a look around. I'm going to try to be pretty low key about filming, so but there's all these, right? You saw all the little trails and everything, so you can go kind of get a feel for where everything is at, and then come back here and get ready to actually go and do some soaking. Okay, now that we have toured around a little bit as much as possible, and I immediately got lost first thing. I ended up on the outside loop and I found my way back in, but now I feel like I have a pretty good frame of reference going on. And so now we're just gonna go try out all these pools, the public ones, and then this evening I'll have my private soak, which I'm stoked about, so I'll let you know how that goes. Whew. Okay, so the report. First I went to the bathhouse, and that was, well, it had like two deep pools of various temperatures, one hotter than the other, with like a cooler one in the middle. And it was a clothing optional pool. And I wore my swimsuit, and I'm glad I did, because when I got in there, I was like a kid there, and it made me think back, because my mom used to take us to these hot springs and everyone just getting like no big deal, you know, like everyone's wrinkly balls and all. Like but yeah, I don't know, I would have felt really weird getting undressed in front of a kid. So swimsuit stayed on, and I've just done the clothing pools so far. It was nice. You know, a little chatty, and then I left there and I went to some more the other, I guess, clothing section, and it has like tiered pools. So the one at the top was very hot, and then they get a little bit cooler as they go down. And no one was in that one, but it was really hot. So and by then I was pretty much yeah, need to take a little bit of a break, get some more water, electrolytes going, as well as I'm a little bit hungry, and need to figure out a place to film a yoga class. So I'm not sure how yeah, so I need to like, obviously I haven't quite figured that out yet, but it's like 4 now, so it really is probably the time to go get her done. So got my yoga outfit on. Now I just need to put some moisturizer on my face because felt a little bit. And I also like showered off afterwards because yeah, there's a lot of people in and out of the pools. And I'll probably just hold off until to go back in until my personal private pool tonight at 7. At 7? Yes, 7 to 8, which is really kind of a long time. I don't really like to stay in them, but I can kind of like get out and go back in, and I might as well utilize that time as a little bit of a meditative experience. So yeah, right now, get a little snack, get hydrated, get my yoga gear together, and then sort of head off the property. There's supposed to be like a stone thing. I mean, I'll take you with so you could see it all. And then from there, it felt like it would be pretty easy sort of just wander off a little ways to find a little bit of a private place to film sort of a sunset evening class, which will be nice. So let's get her done. Okay, I got my yoga mat, I got my stand, and my microphone. So let's go look at the stone circle and that little trail. And hopefully, fingers crossed, there'll be a way to sneak off and film this class. So we got like a little Stonehenge thing happening here. I don't see anyone else here up top too, so I'll make it easy to go sneak off. I wasn't like quite as sure because it's on top of the hill, but it drops down over there. I'll just drop down a little ways. Okay, let's go find our spot. Pretty epic views. Got some cows down there doing their thing. It looks like the cows will be in the background, so hopefully they stay over there. But came down that hill. Super windy, so hopefully when I plug my microphone in, it'll muffle that quite a bit. But as we turn, looks like I have about half hour or so before that sun drops down, so better get to it. All right, this is the spot, guys. That bull over there keeps eyeballing me, so hopefully he doesn't decide to come over here. My back's gonna be turned to him too, so fingers crossed. But let's I don't know, looks like they were already over here with their footprints and stuff, so hopefully get her done. Well, they didn't come over here, but I can tell you it was a little distracting there for a moment. I was like, oh, are they gonna come over here? And and they have babies, it can be kind of unpredictable. So, well, all's well. It was a good class. Whew, it's getting chilly. The sun's about going down behind the hill. There's very little sun left, so I got my little top on. Pack it up and go up a different way, right? Because now they're going up sort of where I came down, so just try to avoid the cows. But all in all, it was a pretty good practice. And then we can have some dinner, and then our soak time will be here coming up at 7. So I don't know, it must be probably like 5:30, 6-ish maybe. So yeah, good stuff. I think a success too, so even better. There she goes. Ooh. Well, I could not have timed that better. I mean, at least saw the sun going down up at the top again, And whoo, it got chilly quickly. And then it was so windy, it just literally felt like the wind's like biting. So I made it back just in time. And it is like 6 o'clock right now, so I have time to have some dinner before I head over for my private soak, which I'm very much looking forward to. And yeah, and so for dinner, I had made some soup not too long ago, but it's still pretty frozen. So I'm going to save that for tomorrow because it's like in a mason jar. It'd be hard to... Anyways, and then I got like a little vegetable pot pie when I stopped at Sprouts. So I'll probably just have that anyway because probably, yeah. So anyways, I feel like that'll work out fine. So I don't know. These are pretty good. If you ever had those Blake's, they make several different kinds of little ready-made meals. So if you have to have a ready-made meal, it's not terrible. So I will get to that and have a little yummy dinner, and then we could go take a look at what this private pool looks like. I guess there's several of them. But yeah, so we'll do one today and check out a different one tomorrow. I forget how convenient having a microwave can be. I like don't have one at home because I usually prefer to like reheat the food the way it was made, and I don't know, I just prefer not to have one. So, but yeah, for things like, and then Reddit like prevents me from buying a lot of these ready-made meals unless I want to spend the time making it in the oven. Right, that would have taken 45 minutes in the oven at home, whereas 6 minutes in a microwave. But really, the biggest thing I only miss a microwave for is reheating my coffee when it goes cold. So, but I do have that wood stove at home, so I'll put the cup on there to like reheat it or whatever. But yeah, then they also have like a complimentary, like a package of popcorn, and I can't remember the last time I had microwave popcorn, which I really like. Like guilty pleasure right there. But yeah, so it's already done. Yeah, that was pretty good. I was ready for that. It was like lunchtime was a long time ago. And I don't stay up very late, so I usually do dinner about when the sun's going down, or maybe a little bit after. Or in the winter, it's dark already, but we're starting to shift, starting to see the sun staying out a little bit longer and longer. So that's inspiring. But tomorrow, well, that was also really unique to go and film out there because I could see like you could really, it looks like you just keep on going. You can tell a lot of people have hiked. There's like practically trails heading down to where I was, but I felt like it was okay because I just don't want to be bothersome to people, you know. But I feel like walking around with the yoga mat here is it's not like questioned quite as much, right? When you go to like a health and wellness type place, like where people are trying to take care of themselves and relax, and you know, it makes more sense. So there is that. So it could be interesting to continue there. Just the fact that there's lots of places to film classes. Seems like it's going to be kind of similar to home, where the night's going to be really chilly, and then we're going to have these really gorgeous days. And then not too far down the road, there is like Wilderness of Rocks or Wonderland of Rocks. So I guess this really unique area where there's these just random bunch of rocks just like jutting up out of the earth, and you know, kind of nothing else going on around. So I was thinking that we would do that tomorrow, as well as more hot spring time. So that's sort of the plans, and I think it should all be pretty wonderful. When I had gone to the other hot springs in Safford, it was really there. I had to go a little bit further away to do any kind of classes. So this is really unique. I think that I could just kind of just head on out. I haven't listened to the audio. Man, it's so windy. So really hope, you know, and that's why I have my little microphone tucked in, because I don't think, you know, sometimes if it's not windy, it picks it up fine if it's just laying on the ground or close enough, you know. And it's what's really impressive about these microphones, how far I could walk away and it pick up like what's going on. Like it's really impressive. These are those little Rode Wireless Me microphones, if you're curious. And since I started doing this, anyways, so very impressed with them, especially for their price point. It was super. Anyways, I digress. So should be really interesting rocks tomorrow. And then, like I said, the canyon on the last day, and as well as we'll see the extra little pool tomorrow. Probably just do a little bit of filming around. Like I said, it's a really busy. There's a lot of people camping. There's a lot of RVs. It's quite the thing happening here. So it's still really awesome. So all right, we're just about time to go do that soak, and I don't know, and it's almost dark, so hopefully there's a little bit of lighting going on there. I'll bring a flashlight if not, but I'm pretty sure there is going to be some lighting for that area. It is very dark, so I don't know how much that you will be able to see, but I'll try to give you an idea here. I did bring my flashlight, so we can kind of peek around a little bit. Well, you could see it's definitely the hottest pool I've been in, so I'm going to spend a lot of time going in and out because I cannot just sit in there for the whole hour. But anyways, just so y'all could get a little bit of the vibe. Well, I think that is a wrap for me. I can't believe how dark they had the setup. You'd think there'd be a little more like little lights or something, but it's fine. You know, you could just look at the stars, and it was a really beautiful time. And I really liked that pool being a big circle. I thought that was really unique. So you get 2 private rentals, or 1 for each night you're here. And so I'll have 1 more tomorrow. So maybe I'll probably get that circular pool again. And I think that probably wraps it up for the evening. I'm beat. I'm all warm and gooey, and it's just time to, I think, call it quits and lay down. I'll probably sit for a little bit longer, but not doing much of anything. I brought a book, so maybe I'll actually read. When I was a kid, I was a very prolific reader. Like, I would just burn through novels, and now it seems like most of the time all my reading is like more educational or spiritual books, or it's like a lot more heavy reading. But I did just bring like a nonfiction book, so maybe I'll grab that and do that and have some popcorn. And then we can continue on with our journeys in the morning. So I'll see you in the morning.